Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is episode 5 of the RTP Wrestling Chat podcast. My name is Joe, aka the Neglected Nerd. With me, my wonderful friend and co host, as always, whislerj. Cheers. I will drink to that. Today, I am drinking the same thing as I was last week. I'm drinking Perpetual again. It's 7.5 IPA. Yeah, I was super busy, so I didn't have time to go out and get anything special. So that's the reasoning behind that. So yeah, I'll drink to that. Just hold on. Ah, well, yeah, that's how you do it. All right, so yeah, pretty much I just got some news talking points. I'm gonna just quick, short, to the point. Maybe have a little discussion. So a couple things I wanted to bring up. Kane canceled Kane, man. Look, I just want to say something to celebrities. Okay, nobody cares about your politics. Like, y'all's don't learn. You go on Twitter and you say your opinion. Nobody cares about your opinion, and 99% of the time, it's a bad take. So we have a lot of bad opinions this week. So we got Kane taking to Twitter to pretty much support the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and anybody that don't agree with the invasion, basically the far left is weak. And then you got Nia Jax, who also took to Twitter and you know upset all of her fans too, and that was just basically due to her anti-masking rhetoric, and like, nobody cares about your politics. Like, just shut your mouth, do your job. Like, really. Right, yes. Yeah. So I mean, if anybody wants your opinion, they'll ask for it. So next thing, Vince McMahon, 76 years old, man. Why is he wrestling with? Why? Yeah, it's still estimated that there's 40,000 tickets, so about 20,000 unsold tickets for Mania for both of the days. Right. Yeah. So that's just basically it's all Hollywood magic. The same thing that they did with the what was that, Undertaker Bray Wyatt match? Is that the one that was super staged? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, but being 76, I I think Vince will take, maybe a chair or two, because it's Vince. He's got that machismo that he needs to, get out into the world, let everybody know that he's still young and is, still young and virile. And yeah, right. So it is official now. Undertaker will not be the only induction. Many of the superstars were for it. Many were against it. Um, Most of them just simply stated that, like, yeah, maybe he does deserve like a 3 hour show, but nobody wants to sit through it. Nobody, like, all those guys have heard all those stories and stuff. I mean, the fans. Yeah, what? Yeah. So but it is confirmed that there will be more inductions. So some of the names that were thrown about are both of the Steiner brothers and Queen Charmel. As of right now, there hasn't been anything else. But I mean, that's a perfect way to get, it's a perfect way to get him back. His son's in the company. He could come give his son a little bit of heat, or here we go already. I told I, I told you I told you chugging wasn't a good idea. All right, but I mean, still family. It'd be a great way to get him back into the company. Um, okay, well, yeah. I mean, that'd be fun to see. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if he comes back, and I mean, you can never say never. Anything's possible in the WWE, or in wrestling in general, as you'll see today, because so many impossible things were now reality. So uh, yeah, it has been a very busy week for us. I'm tinkering with some more production stuff. Whistler set up an awesome Discord that has wrestling news from everywhere. It is literally quite possibly the one stop shop for all wrestling news. Like, really, I'm not saying it just because it's our Discord. Like, I won't be on for a couple of hours, and there will be 500 notifications, just news all the time. And it's a great stop. We've gotten so much content and so much information off of it. It's a great resource. You guys should really check it out. Yeah, and you could go Pokemoning in there. Just yeah. That's a thing you could do. You can catch your shiny Pikachu's and get the latest wrestling news. It's a fun little spot. Yeah. It's still in the works, but I'd love to see you guys there. So when you do hit that like and follow and elbow drop that bell and all that other good stuff, uh, like to see you guys there. It's gonna be a fun time, I think. All right, so I wanted to talk about Ronda Rousey's direction. Like, WW, or yeah, they had a really big, like, what were they doing? like I don't know if you noticed. Did you notice that Ronda Rousey went heel for just like a day, and then they completely changed their mind? It was who? What? Did I mean, but I've always saw her as a heel anyway. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, going up against Becky Lynch and going up against Charlotte Flair, like they're really the faces in those situations. I don't see it, and because I don't think she makes a good heel. I don't. Well, well. Speaking of other people with no direction, um, we got Bailey. Hey, Bailey's coming back. My wife's coming back, and then my other wife's coming back. Asuka's coming back soon. Unfortunately for Asuka, that they have absolutely no direction for her yet creatively. Um, they'll definitely show up for like WrestleMania weekend and stuff for signings and stuff. That's the word around. But actual in ring for Bailey will be after WrestleMania, and hopefully they have some creative something for Asuka. I think she's an incredible wrestler. I love her to death. She's the sweetest person in the whole wide world. Her YouTube channel is the most wholesome thing in the world. It really is. I yeah, uh, it's I just hope that they have something for her. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully she does. I mean, WWE does like keep giving her pushes, but anything like nothing really substantial. Like, so maybe she could benefit just like anybody else. Maybe she just needs a different change of scenery for a little while. So speaking of WrestleMania, we got Shane O'Mac calling out Hulk Hogan on Twitter. So he's over in Madison Square Garden, and he goes to the Hulk Hogan portrait, and he posts up. He says, "Ah, you got one more in you," while posing next to it. Um, I, well, I mean, Shane's pushing it up there his damn self. So he's only got so many scaffolds he could jump off of left. All right. So speaking of somebody else that don't have any plans, Elias, who, in my opinion, um, I think he's going to be let go after Mania. Well, they probably found somebody that'll work cheaper and do the same gimmick for cheaper. Not going to mention any names, but I mean, that's what I say. I'm pretty sure I've said that to you before. Yeah. So keeping on with WrestleMania news, uh, there's been a lot of speculation about whether Peacemaker will be making an appearance at WrestleMania, um, and it's been pretty much confirmed with Cena's schedule right now that he will not be at WrestleMania as much as the Cena fans want him to be there. Yeah. See, I see what you did there. So, um, then I wanted to talk about WWE uh, not knowing what the word unification means. So they're doing this thing where they're gonna unify the belts again. Now they did this before. Now the reason why I say this is they did this before 20 years ago, and they realized that they can't run two shows with only one belt. That's why 20 years ago when they did this, they made a whole new belt and just gave it to Triple H. So it didn't work then. It's not going to work now. Going back to Cena, Cena also has bad takes on Twitter. So, regarding again with the UK situation, he says if I can magically summon the power of hashtag Peacemaker, now will be a good time to do so. Total bad take. Bad, bad, bad timing. Like, what made you think that was a good idea? And Cena's a really oh, and that would be a shame because it's such a great show. I don't know if you watched it yet, but it is freaking awesome. Um, no, no, it's not PG at all. So yeah, hopefully Cena learns from this mistake. Like he's usually a pretty smart guy. He thinks about everything and analyzes everything. So the fact that he would just see, I'm thinking it's not even him. It's probably his like publicist or something like that. Like I can't see John Cena saying something so stupid. Being a guy, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see something that dumb coming out of her mouth, but not Cena. So another big thing that happened this week. Let's see, Cain Velasquez arrested. I look just because you're married to a freaking Latina woman, don't rub it in my face that I can't. Just never mind. I need a Drake, uh, dude. That's all you do. That yeah, you butcher my name and you butcher everybody's name in the wrestling roundup. So anyway, poor guy got arrested for shooting at somebody that allegedly molested one of his family members. He was in the car with his father, and unfortunately, the father got shot instead of the child molester. So he's facing 10 charges right now. Um, I'm really, praying for him. Like, I personally think he's in the right. And like, yeah, like, I mean, Ronda Rousey, was calling for, her own hashtag. I want to say it, but I'm going to butcher the name again. So I'll say hashtag free. There you go. It was like a niece, a 16-year-old niece. Yeah, I mean, any father would do the same thing. I think. I know of something would ever happen to my daughter like that, yeah, I would, yeah, it'd be bad. Okay, don't say anything that people can clip and come back and use you later and be like, oh yeah, that Whistler J guy said he was gonna kill this guy, and so uh, Scott Hall falls and breaks his hip. That's all I got to say about that. Um, WWE did a pretty boss thing, which I'm really supporting the private companies doing messing with Russia. I really am. So WWE bans all programming in Russia. Any WWE programming on Hulu, on anything, everything is banned from Russia. Um, Pornhub is literally cock blocking people that live in Russia. Like, if you live in Russia, want to, nope, not today, buddy. So I find it commendable. Only little people. So yeah, I did. Um, so I'm gonna. Do you want to say the Ring of Honor thing? Do that about being a work now, or all right. So Ring of Honor sold for 30 to 40 million dollars, and word in the the fan rooms and stuff like that. It's just really good timing of Cody Rhodes leaving and the acquisition of Ring of Honor. And a lot of people, me included, think that it could be an invasion angle, an invasion work like they did back in with WCW. Uh, uh, it's never been done by another wrestler before, were the exact words. So I think it's a giant work, and if it is, this is the biggest wrestling work in history, in wrestling history. This is the biggest thing, and people will be talking about this for the next 50 years. The same way we talk about the ECW invasion and the WCW invasion. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. So that offer was made before, and it was actually made again this time. But Tony Khan just made a better offer. Yeah, because Triple H brought it to Vince McMahon, many years ago, and Vince McMahon just didn't see it as he didn't see what he could use it like he didn't know what to do with it. So, but Tony Khan, yeah. So yeah, the last thing I got is there has also been talks by a lot of reporters and just fans talking about a possible lawsuit from WWE against AEW for contract tampering in regards to Jeff Hardy. So pretty much what this is allegations or a possible allegation that Tony Khan is or was in contact with Jeff Hardy before his contract was done and already had him under new contract. And the video that Jeff Hardy put out, leaking that he's going over to AEW didn't make that legal case any better if WWE does decide to go that route. I mean, if they did, they could get a nice little payday and maybe a couple years' salary for some wrestlers, so they don't have to fire them again. So yeah, yeah. When you got a contract, you can't mess with people's contracts. Yeah, well, that's just the thing in the wrestling world. Like I don't know, and they spend millions and millions on lawyers. Like they should know. Come on, you should know. So what do you got this week in the news? No, I was never a big fan of back in the day John Morrison, but I actually rewatched him today, and I'll talk about it a little later on. It was a little nostalgic that maybe actually I did like him back then. Yeah, he's like the Miz. Like everything he does goes straight to video. But Miz is the greatest action star of all time. According to him. Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, and that's being a new father. I think that's a perfect thing that he could have done is to work the indie scene. So you still do some shows and but still be there for his family because signing with big contracts with WWE, like you're on the road. I mean, over 300 days a year. Being a family man, I mean I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, definitely. Oh, right. Yeah, they took him out on the stretcher. Yeah. Oh, oh, okay. So when I read they took him out, I thought they physically took him out on the stretcher during the commercial break. Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Randy Orton don't play that. No. Mm. I feel like I've seen some of this stuff before. How's it? How's he gonna do that when he's using up all of his time to make his new sex show? I did read that. Yes. Yeah. Oh. Well, damn, that would have been a good match. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty funny. That a fan had to tweet him. He'd be like, "Hey, why were you taking off the why were you taking off the roster?" To find out that you got fired by a fan. If he got fired, who knows what the situation is? The situation is he's not on the roster anymore. So whatever happened, but to find out from a fan, that sounds like a Vince McMahon move right there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you probably should have known. Like you don't go to your rival company, no matter where you work, and go work for them. Like your boss isn't going to be very happy about it. Just saying. If you work at McDonald's, maybe you could go moonlight over a Burger King and your boss won't care. But in the real world, you can't do that. So it'll be, so it'll be like the Vince McMahon versus Donald Trump match where they got people wrestling for him. No, no, Smoke and Mirrors is a filmmaking term where it's just it means the same thing as Hollywood magic. It's not real. It's fake. It's overly produced. Maybe Shane McMahon will be in Pat McAfee's corner, and Vince McMahon will have a mystery contestant. Yeah, when I first saw the story, like I thought that they were gonna go the way of the WWE and like do this whole big thing and make their own network and stuff. But seeing that that failed and it costs a lot of money to do that, like WWE put a lot of money into that project, so I can't see Tony Khan making that same mistake. And to team up with HBO or something like that, for me that would be awesome. I would love not having to pay for something else. They are. Yes, sir. We are on Friday, March 18th. We will be at that show. Um, I'm excited for it. I haven't been in that building in over 20 years. It's gonna be fun to go back. Yeah, yeah, that was very surprising. But yeah, and there's really not what from what you sent me. There's only 4 or 5 things that are even booked so far, and it's already selling out a lot better than the Impact show. Yeah, but we got to start making up our signs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got your. Yeah, I've actually got them. You guys could go and actually buy one on my Teespring. I have old ECW style RTP shirts, which I made, and they're pretty awesome. You know, self plug. Well, I mean, we'll be in the second row, so or second or third row. I don't think I could get the two. There was only a couple seats left in the second row, and there was only two that were sitting side by side, and the rest were all scattered. So I think I got a seats in the third row, but an aisle, so I could keep getting up and go get my beer. Yeah, you can't go to a wrestling show and not have beer. It's un-American. Yeah, I mean, but Bully Ray's podcast is hilarious. It really is. So I'm excited for it. I love the Dudleys. I love Stone Cold. I'm definitely tuning in for it. I mean, I like yeah. I mean, I essentially tune into all the Broken Skull like, but yeah. Uh, yeah, I watched the Foley one like 8 times just because I love Foley. Right. Yeah. So that's when you met him when he was doing the Brother Dudley gimmick. Oh, you didn't meet him? No, I thought you met him at a local event. That wasn't TNA. I thought it was an independent. Yeah, it was definitely nice of him. I remember when you came back from that, you were so excited. No, that is it is a very big gamble. Uh, But if you got the expendable income and you want to make a gamble like that, good on you. Good luck. Yeah, true, true enough. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a shame because her gimmick's established. It works. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to work on it. Just play your character. Like you just got to play a crazy girlfriend character. That's all you got to do. You don't need to write it. You don't need to do anything. It's easy. But like it's already proven and established. Like I just don't understand. Yeah. No. She's a lot of people's favorite wrestler and yeah. Yeah. I mean in her fans' lives, she could do no wrong. Like I mean, everybody loves her. She's got a great gimmick. She's a little sweetheart. She's a great wrestler. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see Kane do it, but unfortunately, um, nobody wants anything to do with Kane right now. So yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with Vince McMahon and listen to him, which I'm really not looking forward to. Quite honestly, I'd rather hear anybody else induct him. I agree 100% on this. And you know what? I don't even stop it there. Um, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, uh, maybe one day Taz. They deserve it. It busted the. I mean, it's not like I'm asking Balls Mahoney and stuff to be inducted. Like, no. I mean, these are icons. It's not just incredible. Oh, just Incredible's all right, but I mean, I'm just saying, it's not an icon like Tommy Dreamer or Terry Funk or I mean Funk, Big Dick Dudley, Sign Guy Dudley. Definitely induct him in the Hall of Fame. Hmm. I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, there's gonna be 100 million title belts online. I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm excited. I'm excited for the game, so I'm excited to see what they do. It'll be interesting. Those 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 games and those lobbies are gonna be toxic. I'm telling you right now. If everybody's fighting for titles, oh, it's gonna be bad, but it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. I haven't heard Wiz complain about lag jacking, or what was the other one you used to complain about? I used to be in my room and lag jacking and stalling. I'd be in my room trying to sleep, as geriatric old me does, and he'd be cursing, throwing his controllers up against the wall. What the hell's going on? They're fucking lag jacking and they're installing on me. I haven't heard that in fucking like how long? 8 years. It, well, I mean the reason why he says that is, I mean, these companies have had so long to create a system, and what I mean is I'm talking about like the coding. Once you already have the coding, all you gotta do is adjust certain things. You don't have to go back and completely make a whole new game. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Either way, I can't wait for the AEW game to come out. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think the game. I know the game's not gonna look as beautiful as a WWE 2K game is, but I think with Kenny Omega's attitude and how he is towards gamers and the gaming space, I trust him 100% more than I trust, you know, some guy working in creative trying to make a game that knows absolutely nothing about gaming. Hopefully, they come out with a collector's edition. Just saying, WWE. Just saying, WWE. Yeah, see? Yeah, I think Cesaro might take a little break, or if he is doing something, he's in the he's in the talking process and making something work. Yeah. So, all right. First, that was a lot of talking, so I need a drink. Is it too early for the chug? I already drank it. I'll take the next one too. I'm very thirsty today. All right, so let me tell you what is happening tonight. So, Impact Sacrifice is happening tonight. We have the pre-show, Honor No More, Mike Bennett and Matt Tavern versus Rich Swan and Willie Mack. I love Rich Swan. I really do. What's that? All right, and then we got Alex Shelley with Chris Sabin versus Jay White and Chris Bay. And we got the Inspiration defending the Impact Knockouts World Tag Team Championship against the Influence with Caleb with a K. And then we got Big Moose defending the Impact World Championship against Heath. Trey Miguel defends the X Division Championship against Jake something. And the Good Brothers with Chris Bay and Jay White defend the Impact World Tag Team Champion against Violent by Design with the Gorillas of Destiny. Followed by Rhino with Willie Mack, Rich Swann, Steve Macklin, and Chris Sabin versus Eddie Edwards with Kenny King, Mike Bennett, PCO, Matt Tavern, Vincent, and Maria Canella-Spinette. Then we got Jonah versus PCO, and then the main event, Mickie James defending the Impact Knockouts World Championship against Tasha Steelz. Can't wait for that main event. Most likely. I mean, I don't see anything else on here that would be main event worthy. Definitely the Mickie James. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think eventually it's going to be something. I think Tony Khan is going to be the Vince McMahon of the 2020s. What Vince McMahon did in the 80s and taking all the wrestling and taking and putting it under one roof, I think Tony Khan might be doing something like that. Um, and I think it's a perfect time to do it too because the WWE is weak. Um, all these people, they're looking for partnerships and other people to do business with. I think it's a perfect time. I think it's a if he does decide to go that route, if I was a businessman, I would totally do it. I would, but you, yeah. Sometimes you got to say things on video until you get them worked out on paper. Which is like with the whole Jeff Hardy thing and the lawsuit. Like you gotta make sure that things are signed and everything's taken care of before you can make it known to everybody else. You can't jump the gun like that. Ah, jeez. Uh, it's time for a beer run. And it's beer chugging time. Is that our catchphrase? Are we like the thing? Like it's clobbering time? Yeah, we're going to be very meta here. All right, so the next thing we got going on, the next thing we got going on March 19th and March 20th, it's going to be on fights. We got the NWA Crockett Cup, and this is going to be a lineup for that. All right, so on night one we got Matt Cardona defending his NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Nick Aldis with special guest referee Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Then we got Violence is Forever, Dominic Garani and Kevin Koo versus the Bad News Boys, Brandon and Brent Tate versus the Rip City Shooters, Joshua Bishop and Wes Barkley versus the Heat Seekers, Elliot Russell and Sigmund. Then we have on night two to determine the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. It'll be Austin Aries versus Homicide versus Darius Lockhart versus Colby Corino. And after that, we got Camille defending her NWA World Championship against Callie Ray and Chelsea Green. What's that running for? What are they? 50, $50 for two matches? Nah, no, no way. Not for two matches. There's got to be a lot more going on. Then, yeah, true enough. Gotcha. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night. I'll tell you one thing that I'm really excited about. and that's the tag team of Sasha Banks and Naomi. Like those two jiving together, like it's gonna be cool. It is. It has nothing to do with rear views. Anyway, so let me tell you about my this day in history. So this day in history, I chose ECW March 4th, 2008. It was in Cleveland, Ohio, and it was on Sci-Fi. Now, the reason why I watched this, or why I chose this, is a lot of the people that were in matches that I just talked about in the last show, and I was feeling kind of nostalgic. Now, when I feel nostalgic, I usually go back to earlier year ECW. Now, this was the horrible relaunch that was on Sci-Fi, where the first show, um, a freaking zombie came out. Yeah, so I hated that ECW. And coming from old school ECW, I hated it. I thought I was gonna love it. I still watched it because I support the ECW brand, but at the time I hated it. So 2008. This was a year in the wrestling world. What was going on? So we were coming up on WrestleMania 24. The big thing on that WrestleMania was Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather, um, which was another horrible WrestleMania. Now that I think about it, that was bad. Yeah, I mean, watching Big Show, like the boxer that they brought in before Floyd Mayweather, during the squash match where Big Show just picked up this guy that was the same size and weight and just manhandled him. Like it was awesome, and that's what would have, should have really happened during that WrestleMania. Not what we got. So, and this was also the year that CM Punk threw Chavo Guerrero into the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know if you remember that when he picked him up and just chucked him in. It was good times. All right, so Taz and Joey Styles start out on commentary, which, in my opinion, is a great. Like I love that commentary team. So we got John Morrison, who is tagging up with the Miz. At that time, they were the tag team champions, and they fought Colin Delaney, veteran jobber, and Tommy Dreamer, just veteran, for the championship. So that's how we start out the show. Um, Morrison and the Miz beat up on the old man. Jobber gets a chair, gets disqualified. And then we got the next. We got the Golden Standard, Shelton Benjamin. Talking about bad gimmicks. Talking about bad gimmicks versus Stevie Richards. That was a good match. It was a good technical match. Even though I'm not a fan of Shelton Benjamin at all, especially not a fan of Shelton Benjamin at that time. I gave that a 3.5. And then we got a time of the times, man. We got Jerry the King Lawler in the ring. He's there to reveal Maria Kanellis' Playboy cover reveal. Which, classic Lawler. That's what Lawler does. Classic Marla. All right. So at that point, Santino Morella comes out and ruins it, doing the whole jealous boyfriend gimmick thing. Grabs Maria, and then he gets knocked out by Lawler. And then immediately we cut to Kofi Kingston at this time, complete with fake Jamaican accent, talking to Kelly, convincing her that she should be the next Playboy cover model. And then Layla comes with the whole jealous, well, I'm cuter and I should be, you know, it's a time of the times. Can't do that nowadays. Not at all. We're almost through the show. We can't be canceled yet. We got to finish before we cancel. Oh, okay. All right. And then after that, uh, we got Kane who comes out, uh, who at that time SmackDown and Raw were loaning wrestlers to the ECW brand as kind of a thing. So Kane comes out and he's fighting against James Curtis. And then Chuck Palumbo comes out and rides around on a motorcycle. The whole match was about 30 seconds. It was a distraction match, and then Kane squashes the jobber. Um, yeah. So Kane on loan from SmackDown, 15-second spot. Nice payday for him. And then we have CM Punk versus Chavo Guerrero for the ECW Championship. And that was a good match. That match went on for probably about a half hour. It was a good technical match, a lot of submissions. It was a really good match. I give that a 4.5. And yeah, that was my show. What'd you watch? Too bad Chavo Guerrero isn't in anything right now. Oh, burn. Sorry, Chavo. Don't come to Philadelphia and beat me up. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, right. Well, my superstar of the week. All right. So I've been watching NXT a little bit more than I usually do, than I usually ever have, and I gotta say, I actually like the show. I Yeah, I wasn't ever really a big fan of NXT. I know, Liz, you were always a really big NXT guy. I was always more of a Raw guy. I always stuck with the main show, pretty much. Um, but thanks to Wiz and you know other wrestlers, I've kind of got turned on to NXT. So who I chose a 30-year-old, 33-year-old woman. Her name's Alyssa Lane. You might know her as Lacey Lane, or you might know her as Kaden Carter in NXT 2.0. Um, 2016, she enrolled in the Team 3D Academy, which I'm a big Dudley fan, obviously. So that's pretty much why I chose her, and some other reasons. So yeah, she won her very first public match at a promotion called Go Wrestle, and I think that was down in Florida. 2017, she tried out to uh, be a wrestler for the WWE at the WWE Performance Center, and she got signed, but she had arthritis and she had to go through a little bit of rehab. So while she was doing a rehab, she worked with the Crash Lucha Libre and won their women's championship in 2018 for 175 days, which is pretty impressive. Um, and then in 2018, she redid her physical and was finally signed by the WWE. 2019 is when they changed her name to Kaden Carter, and for the past 2 years, she's just been doing tag work with Casey Catanzaro. Did I say that right? Name, please. Catanzaro. Uh, See, you would have butchered that one too. Yeah. So the fact that she trained under the Dudleys, and it sure reminds me of certain like explosive girls. And when I say explosive girls, I mean girls that have that raw energy of like Ember Moon or Awesome Kong, or just people that just came in and just like broke backs and busted behind. And she's still new, but she just reminds me of wrestlers like that. So it's just somebody that I'm following. What about you? Go on. Yeah, wow. I never knew, man. He's got a he's got a lot of freaking belts. I'm sure he does. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much faith in that, but you know, there's other, thankfully there is other options out there for somebody to utilize the talents a lot better. Oh man, what's what time is it? All right, and that will bring us into that'll that'll bring us into some wrestling video game news. So WWE 2K22, you got a couple more reveals. All right. One thing that I found out that I'm not very happy about, and this is sourced by 2K's own webpage. Um, the accelerator only unlocks legend content in the game now. It doesn't unlock anything else. So all the other DLC, everything like that, you're still gonna have to grind. But you can the storyline mode, like regular storyline mode, that's gonna be the only thing you're gonna be able to unlock. If they give you the option to buy it all, um, and usually they do that by VC. So if you want to buy the packs, especially since they're doing packs now for the new super card, well, what I call the new super card game that's going to be actually in the 2K game this time. Um, they're definitely going to be doing a lot of microtransactions and stuff for those packs. So yeah, they'll definitely be selling VC again. What? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. They don't want to pay cat data anymore because recently this year they also canceled their contract with Tops. So for the longest time on mobile there was a Tops card game. It wasn't a card game. It was a card collecting simulator. Uh, Essentially, you bought digital card packs and you collected images. Um, since they canceled the contract with that, I think that they're going to be canceling the contract with Cat Daddy too. I mean, why? You've already got a developer. You already got a game. Why are you going to pay somebody else to do it too? I don't know. So what? So I mean, why would they compete with their own card game then? All right, you you heard it here first. They're stupid. Uh, yeah. All right. So the next thing for 2K news is we have the soundtrack reveal. The soundtrack dropped on, I believe it was Monday, something like that, and this is directly from the Apple Music store. Um, they've got tracks from Machine Gun Kelly, Wu Tang, Bad Bunny, obviously, Motorhead, Poppy, Royal Blood, Bringing the Horizon, The Weekend, Turnstile, Asking Alexandria, and Kenny Hoopla and Travis Barker. So, I mean, they got a nice little mix of music. Um, it seems like a very small soundtrack, though. Maybe there'll be more released later on. Um, or if these are just like the songs and artists that they purchased and they've got original music in the game also. Find out when the game comes out. But I'm not too excited about the soundtrack, honestly. Probably the best song on there is maybe Motorhead. I'm not excited about the rest. But speaking of the music, I want to talk about DLC rumors. So, Machine Gun Kelly is definitely going to be a playable character in WWE 2K22. He's definitely going to be a playable character, and we haven't had a playable musician in a WWE game since Fred Durst in SmackDown versus, or no, SmackDown Just Bring It back in 2001. So the fact that Machine Gun Kelly is a playable character and they've got all these other celebrities, um, it's rumor mill, but it's something that I kind of believe too. Uh, that we should probably expect like a celebrity pack. Obviously, it'll have Machine Gun Kelly, it'll have Bad Bunny, Johnny Knoxville, and maybe Logan Paul, which sounds about right. You get about 4 or 5 characters in a DLC pack. It's quite possible. Uh, yeah. So, um, it's not something I'm excited for. I really don't care about playing as any of these characters. Um, Maybe I'd use Bad Bunny's Destroyer as like a finishing move, but that's about it. That's all I'd use out of all that. And then, excuse me. And then with all legend females that returned for the Royal Rumble, every year we always get a female pack, whether it be NXT, Legends, but I think this one's going to be a Women's Evolution pack because of the names that came back for this year's Royal Rumble. Let's see. I spoke about the My Faction. That's the collectible card game that I was just talking about, and the possible ramifications or what's going to happen. Is it going to affect Cat Daddy? I don't know. We'll see. Um, I kind of can't wait to see what the game's going to look like. I kind of gave up on Supercard just because it's, I mean, a money grab. I mean, this is definitely going to be a money grab too because I already know that they're going to microtransaction the game out the ass. I already know they are because they did it in Battlegrounds, and they tried to do it in 2K21 too, or 2K20. Yeah, yeah, that was a waste of $60. I mean, it was a fun little game. Yeah, yeah, you paid for it twice. Wow, it's still sealed. Uh, all right, so then another thing that was released, we got some looks at the My Rise, which is going to be the new story mode. Now, what I'm excited about this is it's supposed to have multiple branching storylines. So, no matter who you make, whether it be a male or a female, there's going to be separate storylines, and there's going to be actually up to like 200 separate storylines. So, I mean, that's exciting. Like WWE has never done more than maybe a two possible ending thing. So the fact that, I mean, this is what the stats are saying. I'll believe it when I see it. And what their actual definition of 200 branching storylines is. That could be 200 different text options, or, who knows what that means until we actually get to see it. So, yeah, we saw the screenshots on that, and then with some other screenshots, we see there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of arguments, you know, fake screenshots, real things, like people that already have the game and they're claiming. But screenshots that I've seen screenshots that show Jeff Hardy, Braun Strowman, the Road Dogg, Mickey James, Karrion Kross, and Buddy Murphy still being in the roster lineup for 2K22. Are they? Yeah, yeah, but that's just a roster. I'm talking about. I want to see, like, anybody could put together a list. I'm talking about actual screenshots or whatever. Oh, and he went through the whole roster, really. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely have to go over there and check that out. Macho T is a pretty reliable source too. Yeah, yeah, I don't know why. Who wants to play as Lana? Um, because I remember during the when they did the reveal, everybody was I can't remember the guy's name now. The social media influencer, Johnny 2K or Ronnie 2K. Ronnie 2K is his name. When they were doing the reveal, and he's the one that comes up with the numbers, and like all the stars are like, "How the hell do you come up with these numbers? Like, how the hell am I this number?" So something that I was excited about last week, I was talking about the new weapons. So screenshots also show I was right about the new weapons. So some of the new things that we have, actually, that's not even a new weapon. A baseball bat's been in the game before. But a hockey stick is included, a stop shine, and well, shovel's been in there too. Um, which I'm kind of glad to have newer weapons, and but I'm not. So what I mean by this, so in 2020, in the 2K, there was a massive amounts of weapons. Like the weapon customization was massive because they had all the DLC packs, and each character had their own custom like weapons and stuff. So the weapon customization was awesome in that game. The only thing was it was like the same four weapons, and essentially they were all just 90% of those weapons were all just reskins. So you got a baseball bat and you reskin it into a golf club, or something else that's long and straight. I didn't mean it like that. Oh, no, 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 no. Go ahead. I made a sexual pun that I didn't mean to make. Hmm. I hope they bring the Barry to Ride back. I mean, the fact that they have the shovel in there, but then again, it could just be a baseball bat that's reskinned into a shovel. So, I mean, we won't be able to. Um, yeah, I mean, and not everybody has, you know, physical copies of the game or screener copies of the game or whatever. So at this point, everybody's just going off of everybody else's speculation. I mean, like I said, screenshots and stuff can be faked, and there are people out there that do stuff like that. They do it in Supercard all the time, like faking, next month's cards. Right? Yeah. Yeah. We made sure that we don't have bad sources on our site. Uh, we try our best not to give bad news, but I'm world famous for giving out bad news all the time. Bad news, Grandpa, though. Eclectic. Anyway, we got some wrestling shows this week to talk about. Uh, I wanted to talk about that. Yeah, I mean, but then I changed my mind, and it's really not anything. Paige took to Twitter. She's not happy she's in the game. She's not happy other females aren't included in the game. Just a little something that happened. I thought it was newsworthy, but I changed my mind about it. Yeah, it was not a spoiler. It was breaking news, and I can't find my breaking news graphic. I got one, but I can't find it. Where is it at? No, man. I no, I already spoiled it last week, so I pretty much said everything. Nothing else to say. Yeah, that was such a weird, like, it's that was such a weird, like, where did that come from? Like, nobody asked about Akira Tozawa and Tamina's little. It just came out of nowhere. It was jarring. I'm talking about the gimmick. It just I don't get it. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have enough to get it. I mean, I'll get it eventually. Like, I'm really not concerned about fusions because, like, you first off, you only use a card for like a week or two anyway before it becomes obsolete. Um, yeah, so I mean, with fusions, I know eventually I'm gonna get them unless the person gets fired, and like I'll still be looking for a season one fusion that I'll never be able to get out of my deck, or at least get the second star for. I mean, yeah, it's not even that. I just never gave it a chance before. Mm. Okay. That's exactly what I was thinking of, and yeah. Mm, I mean, you never know. Maybe Shane will show up. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you get old and senile. All right. It, yeah, it was a very amazing week. On a lot of things are happening. We found out a lot of stuff that was happening. This channel starting this is it's been a blessing. It's kind of made me. I've been a naysayer for wrestling for a while, current wrestling, and it's nice going back and kind of getting back into it again. So yeah, I'm glad to have you guys here with us, and hopefully, you guys learn stuff and enjoy the community, and you know, share this journey with us because it's gonna be fun. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Try to stay away from the thumb down one. And yeah, and if you didn't elbow drop that bell, go ahead and do that. And visit us on our Discord. I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the description of this video. And I hope to see you guys there. So thanks again for joining us for episode 5 of the RTP Boozing Wrestle Chat podcast. Hey, Whis, we went through this whole episode and we didn't get canceled yet. I don't know you. I don't know you. Yeah, yeah, we did get struck because I showed a little footage and I was very naughty. I'm such a bad boy. Susan Wojcicki needs to give me a spanking. But yeah, what was I talking about now? Yeah, I was talking dirty stuff about Susan Wojcicki. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put that Discord link down in the description, and please come and join us. Let's check out some wrestling news. Let's have some conversation. Hey, let's catch some Pokemon. Let's have a good time. So thanks for joining us again, and Whis, let me find a beer. Booze it up. Peace out.